We're going to be trying to figure out a way to bridge the two layouts together using this piece of wood. Now the general idea is that something will hold this piece of wood and we'll run a track over it. The problem is I'm not really sure how I'm going to connect the piece of wood to the two layouts. A lot of people were suggesting hinges. I was thinking of a design where you just lift it on. But either way, there's a problem because this right here, stuff the track sits on, this is Homasote. There's nothing beneath that for a good 3 or so inches. So I can't put something for the bridge to sit on because it might not be strong enough, and I can definitely not screw a hinge into the Homasote because it's definitely going to break off under the weight of holding on the bridge. So I need to create some kind of reinforcement structure which can take the weight of the bridge without jeopardizing the Homasote. If you look under here, we do have some wood that we could put some beams into. And I think my idea is I do want to go with the hinged route. I'm going to try to anyway today. And we'll put a piece of board here, a spacer, and another piece, and hopefully we can make a pivoting design. So this is my general idea. I have an old door hinge right here. That will be placed beneath the whole assembly, and we'll go like that. So we'll screw this into the wood. And then we flip it, and on the other side, basically what we do is we have the bridge board right here, and the Homasote comes right here, and we can even push the bridge board up a little bit. That way it will be flush with the Homasote, so there shouldn't be too much of a seam between the Homasote and the bridge, and then the track will go over here. Supporting this board will be this piece of wood. This will go under here with the hinge, and you can see I've created a little, I've just sawed out a little space which will fit the metal frame of the hinge so that it's flush. And then this will just go over that assembly. And then this, you can see I've already put a screw into it. This will go up against the board on the table, which is this one. To start, we're going to put our hinge right over this part. Try to get it somewhat centered. There we go. And I've got these screws right here. And as you can see, we now have this nice hinge design. It seems to work okay. The screws were a little bit long, but I think I'll just kind of sand off the sharp bits. Got these sanded. I'm so confident that I can do this. No scratches whatsoever. Good. Now to put this piece together, and also this piece, it should go like so. I'm going to put 2 screws in, and it should be okay. So now we've got that on, I'm going to try attaching this to the table. Now, I know what I said earlier about the Homasote not supporting it, and I still think that's true. And most of the load is now on that beam, so I'm just connecting this part as just a little bit of extra support. So it stays flush with the rest of the table. Pretty good. So I had to cut back the wood a little bit. I basically just put a cut right through, and then I took a, what are those things, a paint remover, and I just stripped the wood. Now, anyways, we have to put this on now. possible. Once we got it close enough, let's put that there. Fortunately, this screw is a little bit loose. There's our problem right there. That's supposed to be flush, so I'm just going to try tightening it and hopefully it will close the gap. Right there is something closer to what I was looking for. Check it out. This goes down. It's very flush. Good. Give you an idea of how this thing works. I know it doesn't look flush on the camera, but in reality this is dead on. This is obviously no permanent solution, but what I have set up right now is basically this board comes up right here, and then I have this smaller board right below it, and it locks it in place, making a solid connection for the trains to go over. Now I'm going to do a little bit of track work. This switch, by the way, cost me $14, which put some crazy theory in my head that this hobby's getting too expensive, but what do I know? Anyways, luckily this part of the track popped up when I was sawing it. Made this part come up from the table, and made the track come up, so the track needed to be redone anyways. So no time lost. Actually, I'm just going to replace this rail joiner because it's crap. Okay, I got a fresh rail joiner here. Let's put that part on. Just checking for any spikes. This is full of spikes, so we'll put the new ones in here. And it wouldn't appear that this switch actually has any holes to put spikes in, which is kind of unusual. It is an older switch, you can tell by the metal. And yeah, I've got some track right here. And I have a piece that will go here like so, and then it will kind of just straighten out and head over to the new layout. Just gonna get some rail joiners out of my pocket. There they go. And another floor. So roughly what should happen is this piece of rail joiner should go on, and then once we get that nailed down, then we'll have a nice gradual curve, and then we'll put a couple straight pieces like so. It should be good. Yeah. So we now have all this connected and done, and I guess we can run a locomotive across the bridge now.
fair enough.
So that's it for today's video. Now I know what you're probably thinking, you haven't split the rails yet. And you'd be correct, I have not split the rails yet. But I don't have any track cutters at the moment, any professional ones, so I don't want to do that until I have something that can make really clean cuts, because I want the cuts to be somewhat precise so there's no major gaps where the track splits off. So I'm just going to leave it as is until then, but we have a good base to start with, and I think as the layout progresses, this is going to start to turn out a lot better. It's not perfect, I still need to make some adjustments, but it's good.